Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. To Black people, I know it's really hard. It's really been a hectic period this moment. Lots of mixed feelings from one story to another, and all that. So I came across this video, and while I was, making research, and he was talking. I was saying that racism will never end until we change our way of thinking. Right? This video is somehow, but she didn't call him. That's why I'm kind of also keeping it the way it is, right? So now I am going to say this. We all already have been at the receiving end, and we will try to dish out whatever anybody has dished to us, and then we are always being called out or this for that and all that. But then we continue, right? Now there are always now I keep asking, why is it that they have not even for a minute made a law protecting black people? Because it's always them being anti-black, they're racist and racism and all that towards black people. There is no particular law or whatsoever protecting black people's right. And I am going to say this. I think it's time we start matching energy, and that some people will be like, I don't want stress, I don't want problem, and all that. Make sure you record them when they start throwing their tantrums so that you post it on the internet. Some people are gonna lose their job and all that. Because if there's any law protecting black people, you won't be saying them all around, throwing the N word, this, the N word, that. Let's get into this.
This is a video that is very disheartening to have to make. It's really upsetting and disheartening, like I said. But yesterday afternoon, I was coming out of a Dollar General store, and there was a young girl about to walk in. And she couldn't have been any more than 12, maybe 13. And I was coming out, so I held the door for her. Well, she didn't say thank you. She kind of had an attitude, so I politely said, "You're welcome." So she turned around with a lot of sass and she said, my mama told me I don't have to tell white people thank you for anything. And I kind of looked at her. I said, well, your mother is completely wrong. I was like, anyone that is being nice to you, that is being mannerable to you, you should be doing the same in return. The golden rule. She walks off. This is disheartening because as much as I know clearly that racism does still exist in our country, this is not the way to combat it. This is not the way for us to move forward. This is not going to solve anything. This is just not the way. And it is so sad to me that a young innocent child, their parent is just tainting them with foolishness. And like I said, I'm fully aware that racism exists. I've spoke about it on my page many times. But as much as I know that it exists, I just know that this is not the answer. This is not going to get us anywhere. We as a society have to do better, especially with our babies. We do not have to continue this horrible just history that has happened in the United States. We can stop this. But teaching our children that type of foolishness is just not the answer. That's not it. Maybe we should try teaching our children to see people for who they are. Treat them the way that they treat you versus just grouping everyone together in this big conglomerate. That is crazy. And like I said, I started not to even do this video because I know that a lot of people don't even like to talk about racism. We don't. We want to cover it up and act like it doesn't exist. And like I said, while I know that it does, this is just not the answer. Teaching your children things like that is not the answer. We will never get over racism like that. That's just not the way to do it. And I'm not going to tell you I have all the answers, but what I know is children are innocent and they only know what we teach them. That right there is just horrible. No.
White people in North America live in a society that is deeply separate and unequal by race, and white people are the beneficiaries of that separation and inequality. As a result, we are insulated from racial stress at the same time that we come to feel entitled to and deserving of our advantage. Given how seldom we experience racial discomfort in a society we dominate, we haven't had to build our racial stamina. Socialized into a deeply internalized sense of superiority that we either are unaware of or can never admit to ourselves, we become highly fragile in conversations about race. We consider a challenge to our racial worldviews as a challenge to our very identities as good, moral people. Thus, we perceive any attempt to connect us to the system of racism as an unsettling and unfair moral offense. The smallest amount of racial stress is intolerable. The mere suggestion that being white has meaning often triggers a range of defensive responses. And these include emotions such as anger, fear, and guilt, and behaviors such as argumentation, silence, and withdrawal from the stress-inducing situation. These responses work to reinstate white equilibrium as they repel the challenge, return our racial comfort, and maintain our dominance within the racial hierarchy.
Click the link in the bio to get the book.
I was raised to be racist. I use the N-word. My whole family used the N-word. We all use the N-word, 70s, 80s. As a teenager, I was a very racist young man. And I put that racist part of me behind me, in that now I can acknowledge that we live in a white supremacist culture and system, that I have white privilege as a white person. We all do. That this nation is a white supremacist nation. That MAGA is a white supremacist movement. That Trump is leading. But it's still hard to believe just how sick we are. But then I look at things like what Israel is doing to Gaza. I look at what Hitler did to the Jews and what Leopold did to the Africans and so on and so on. It's racism. It's hate. And I'm ashamed of white people. I'm ashamed of all the white people that I thought that I knew that support this white supremacist MAGA movement. I'm so ashamed. And it is hard to believe just how racist the people that I thought I knew, and the denial, the apathy. But then you really think about it, black people have never really mattered to white people. They just don't. That's what we've been taught. We've been taught that black people are less than us. Subconsciously, consciously, overtly, directly, indirectly, passively, aggressively, whatever. We've all been taught that. We've all been taught that they are beneath us. And that's why everybody got so triggered when we had a black president. They're supposed to know their place. They're not supposed to have value. They're not supposed to have any kind of power, because we are such a racist people. Why? Because we're colonizers, because we were enslavers. And that's our culture. And you cling to that racism, white folks. You cling to it. You hold to it. Until you can respect your brothers and sisters that are not white, you're nothing but a fucking hypocrite. You don't love your country. You love white supremacy. And all you motherfuckers that don't care, all you apathetic white motherfuckers that just don't give a fuck about what's happening to immigrants, about what's happening to Haitians right now, about what's happening to all immigrants, and brown and black people in general, because of Trump's white supremacist movement. All you motherfuckers that just remain silent, that don't give a fuck, that'll secretly vote for Trump, that'll secretly vote for white supremacy. You're disgusting. You're the one that has no value because you lack character and integrity. You don't care about your brothers and sisters. Don't ever call yourself a Christian, and don't ever call yourself a patriot. Reality is, we're a highly racist country, and white people are a highly racist community around the whole goddamn world. And that's the truth. And that's why Trump got elected in 2016. He ran on a campaign of racism, and our country was so fucking racist that we elected him. And now he's going to implement a plan, if he's elected, to become a dictator, to destroy democracy, and to do horrible things that could ruin our country. We have a morally bankrupt, criminal, grifter, con man like the world has never seen, that may be our next president for the second time. All because the white man wants to maintain white supremacy. He would rather fuck himself in the ass than have any semblance of equality. That's a sick mind, and that's a sick nation. And that's the one thing about black folks. They have always known this nation was sick. While white people are pretending to be patriotic, you're not patriotic. You're just in love with white supremacy. Another white buddy came up to me today and said, Dixon, man, you know, it's black people that's racist today. It ain't white people. They hate us, man. Black people just hate white people. They the real black supremacists. That's the real problem. White people are being stereotyped as racist, and that ain't right. And I said, yeah, man, you're right. Ain't no double standards in this country, because you know damn well Obama could have done any one of the things that Trump has done without a problem in his presidency. He could have slept with a porn star while his wife was home pregnant. He could have said, grab him by the pussy. He could have had an insurrection, committed treason against our country, been impeached twice, 34 felonies, convicted of rape. For a black man in America, none of that shit, as president or as a politician in general, would not matter. Trump's just a good man. Obama could have been a pathological liar. Obama could have got hundreds of thousands of people killed during the pandemic because of his lies and misinformation. It wouldn't have mattered as a black man, because there ain't no double standards. Everything's equal here in America, right? Right. Well, the truth is, Trump's a narcissist, and so is white America. What do you think it takes to commit genocide, to colonize and enslave? It takes a special kind of cultural, systemic narcissism. Trump is that narcissist, and so is white America. And that's why they have such an adoration. They exploit each other. Trump exploits racists to get elected, to get money and power, and racists exploit Trump so they get him elected to maintain money and power. And that's how it works. And that's America KKK in a nutshell. You know, one thing that always amazes me is the white man's ability to see things. They can see the Loch Ness Monster. They can see Bigfoot. They can see Jesus up in the clouds, white Jesus in the snow. They can even see white Jesus on toast. It's amazing. But they can't see color. They can't see our own racism. They can't see it. They can't see white supremacy. They can't see white privilege. They can't see white advantage. They can't see white supremacy, white nationalism. They can't see it. They see everything else under the fucking sun. Everything. Little fucking spacers. There goes one right there. Little fucking aliens and UFOs. They can see all that. All kinds of fucking conspiracy theories about COVID, about the vaccine, just everything under the sun. Why people can see that shit? It don't matter if it's there or not. They can see black supremacy. They can see black racism all fucking day long. But you talk one thing about race, they'd rather eat a fucking shit pie than talk about white supremacy or white advantage or white nationalism or just race in general. And if they do talk about it, it's going to be a big fat lie. Deny, 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 deny. That's our tradition, ain't it? 500 years. Just deny the immorality of the white man. That's what colonizers do. Ain't that what enslavers do? Is protect their system, protect their way of life, protect their indoctrination, protect it. Protect white supremacy. Deny, 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 deny. And then project it back on the black folks. Oh, it's a black man that's racist today. If you don't talk about it, it'll fix itself. As they said in endless therapy sessions all fucking day long.
So this is all I got from this video, and you all already know that the truth is that racism, I don't know if anything is going to ever change. Maybe there is going to be a change, but I do not think that it is going to go completely, right? Number one is that, especially to people that look like me, number one is that there is no particular law protecting us from that. Just like other people, they have anti-this, anti-that, this thing, law, the anti-Semitic and anti-Semitism and all that. There is always something covering other people, but there is nothing covering us. That is one of the reasons why they are always very free to do some certain things without looking back. They do it and they know that nothing is going to happen. Because if not, why would somebody use the N word on live television? Until now, nothing happened, and there is nothing that will still happen. A white woman is also out there trying to protect him and also saying that it was just a mispronunciation of something and all that, you know? And why I was looking for it, I was getting all these, videos and all that. There is a video that a comment that I saw that was dropped on somebody's video. A black young man who I think he was trying to go to a church. I think the church is mostly this. And when he got there, they told him to go and look for, church where he would see his kind of people. And I am going to say, why would someone that looked like me, I don't know where he's even from, why would somebody that looked like me want to go to an all church instead of looking for where he would see people that look like him too? So this is actually not an excuse, right, for whatever that happened to him. But I am saying sometimes you really need to know where you are supposed to be. See, I keep saying this. Also, not until we start matching energy, then they will know that you are ready for some certain things. Because sometimes we are always like, I know black people do not want trouble. They don't want to do this. They just want, they are only working towards a system that is oppressing us. That racism system is also part of the system that is oppressing us, right? Not until we start matching their energy, then they will learn from their mistakes and then learn to run away from some certain things. Now we wake up every day. Some people are being harassed on the street and all that, calling them this, calling them black that, calling them the N-word, using all that. It's because when they do it, sometimes we don't say anything. But when we say something, some of them lose their job. So what I am saying in essence, do not condone that. I know sometimes you don't want stress, you don't want something. Probably record it. Be polite while recording it, so that they will see themselves on the internet and then lose their job. Because that their job is always something that, when they lose it, some don't end up getting any other job again. Because sometimes it's usually very hard. So record them, put it on the internet. The internet will do the justice because internet will say it. So let's start by saying that we all already know that, it is not, we do not have allies. We are on our own. Everything we are fighting is all on us, and it's all on us, like on our own. So because you are trying to not mind anybody or not be this or not do that or not do that, get it recorded and put it online. Let's see how they will keep thriving. See you on the manager. Bye for now.